All right. Good evening, everybody. Late Night Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon here on this Monday evening. Hope you guys have had a good day so far. We have some very interesting topics that we're going to talk about tonight that I'm looking forward to. If you're listening in, go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. And Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Suleiman Mahfouz, Terry Moreno, Brad Gibson. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get a return on investment as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What vehicle are you using to make that happen? Make a decision and take action and stay focused. Do not get distracted. There's so many things out there that can distract you in this space. You do not have unlimited resources. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. Let's turn on screen share. All right, first up, make sure that my screen is up first. First up, we're going to talk about Malta. And also, as a disclaimer, this is late night crypto talk. So the topic of sex came up again in the crypto space. So if you are sensitive, first up, we're going to talk about Malta. If you're sensitive to the topic of sex, then when it comes that time, I'll give you plenty of warning to go ahead and log off. Give you a heads up. But it is a topic in the crypto space. That's not even surprising. But first up, we're going to talk about Malta. And let me put this link in the chat box that you guys can follow. Malta's prime minister tells UN that crypto is the inevitable future of money. Whoa, look at that. We've got another government official around the world saying that crypto is the inevitable future of money. The Prime Minister of Malta, Joseph Muscat, has said that cryptocurrencies are the inevitable future of money and that blockchain can galvanize a more transparent and equitable society. The Prime Minister made his remarks in a speech addressed to the general debate of the 73rd session of the General Assembly of the UN, September 27th. Muscat made a spirited case for the transformative political impact of bleeding-edge technologies, saying that those who pair the new digital economy with the new state, a digital state, will be best poised to create a future-proof society. Look at that. I haven't heard a quote that way. I got to read that again. Pair the new digital economy with a new state, a digital state, will be best poised to create a future-proof society. That is powerful. I'm going to have to put that one into one of my images. It says blockchain makes cryptocurrencies the inevitable future of money more transparent since it helps filter good businesses from bad businesses. But these distributed ledger technologies can do much more. There's a quote for you. The Prime Minister argued that distributed ledger technologies, of which blockchain is one type, will transform the gamut of political, civic, and corporate systems. Their potential to solve decades-old problems was the impetus for Malta to launch itself as a blockchain island, he said, claiming the island was the first jurisdiction worldwide to regulate the technology, prizing it out of a legal vacuum. This is huge. Malta's prime minister proposed that the DLT can ensure that no one is deprived of their legitimate property because of compromised data, that corporations become more accountable to their shareholders, and that states move from hoarding information on their citizens to regulating an environment where citizens trust the handling of their own data. This is revolutionary, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I can. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. All right. I'll just tell you, this is fundamentally going to change our society in ways never seen before. I used this example the other day about the voting system. Whoever is against using the blockchain for voting, you already know they're corrupt. Because the entire use of blockchain in voting means you eliminate fraud. You eliminate manipulation. You have equality. In fact, and this is a powerful statement, and I need to start using this more often. The blockchain technology, for the first time in human history, with cryptocurrencies, has for the first time ever made the playing field equal, meaning besides the fact that one person may have more resources than another, everybody is starting on the starting block the same. There's no racism. There's no sexism. It doesn't matter where you were born. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. The blockchain does not discriminate for the first time in history, and this is something that is being implemented in every aspect of society. That's why I said your opinion or belief is irrelevant. Let me continue reading this. I'm going to save this article for later, too. In healthcare, distributed ledger technology would mean that patients have real ownership of their medical records. He said, and make administration more robust and efficient with wide-reaching consequences. A blockchain system could, for example, verify that humanitarian assistance is reaching its intended destination. Another thing, think about Red Cross. When the hurricanes happened in Texas and in Puerto Rico last year, and people that were donating funds to the Red Cross and other these agencies, you realize that only 10% of that actually goes to its intended purpose. What happened to the other 90%? Oh, administrative costs. Goes into a sinkhole. With the blockchain, you know exactly where the money's going, and it can go exactly to where it's intended to go, especially using crypto. Does the Prime Minister nonetheless recognize the resistance that such new technologies may encounter, noting that there are challenges in this fast and obvious transition to a digital economy and society? These challenges have to do with the very nature of concepts that we believe would stay with us forever. But solutions do not come by closing doors. He suggested that while antagonistic stances may have their appeal as a short-term strategy to politicians, to resist technological change would be as myopic as those advocating for horse carts not to be replaced by automobiles. If you go back in history, every time there's a new form of technology, there is always a critic to stand in its way. When the automobile was created, there was a critic that said, nobody's going to ride in that. Everybody's going to use their horse and cart. When the airplane was invented, a critic said, people will die of asphyxiation in the air. And then another person said, an airplane will never be bigger than can hold 12 people. I mean, the list goes on and on. Every time there's new technology. When the email was created, people were saying nobody's gonna read and send email. People like putting letters in the mail system. You think that the mail system's gonna allow this email to take over? Here we are today. People don't even look at the emails anymore. It's all about instant messaging. There's always somebody. Even Vladimir Putin said that the Stone Age didn't end due to the lack of stones. The Stone Age ended due to the introduction of better technology. Goes on to state, as previously reported, Malta's strong reputation for having a robust and transparent crypto regulatory climate has led several crypto industry leaders to relocate their operations to the island. Crypto exchange Binance first announced it was relocating its headquarters there in March. OKX and BitBay are two others that have followed suit. Malta's the new Silicon Valley of the crypto world. In June, the Maltese parliament approved 3 distributed ledger technology and crypto-related bills consolidating the island's bid to remain at the forefront of blockchain innovation. And I'm making it a point that I will be visiting Malta in the near future. I'll take a mini vacation out there. Why would I do that? I got to be at the center of power. Power? What power does Malta have? Well, if they're to be the ones leading the world innovation in blockchain, they got all the power in the world. I want to be around it. This is important. I'm going to save this article because there's a bunch of quotes in here that I'm going to have to steal. All right, next up. This is interesting. Let me put this link in the chat box. Digital greeting cards. Hey, that's right. A former U.S. president walks into a blockchain conference. And can you guess who that former U.S. president might be? Is it Jimmy Carter? Is it George W. Bush? George H.W. Bush? Barack Obama? No, it's Slick Willie himself, Bill Clinton. Why am I not surprised? But this is historical. This is groundbreaking. In a sign of the major cryptocurrency players' continued influence and ability to pay premium speaking fees, the keynote speaker for Ripple's, oh, hell, hold up. Ripple. What did I say this morning? Ripple keeps popping up. The last 3 weeks, the news cycle has been heavy with Ripple. And I told you guys, had you invested after I did that first article, Ripple went up by 20%, then it went up by 80%, and then it went up a 7%. 24 hours later when I read that article the other day. So there is a concerted effort going on right now. Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, the Gates Foundation, Plaxo. Something's going on with Ripple, the banks. All of them. There's now lobbying and paying lobbyists to lobby Congress. Now we have congressmen. I read that article. Remember where the congressmen going to the SEC saying, hey, you need to justify what the heck is going on with crypto. They're doing so on the behalf of Ripple because the SEC only identified Ethereum and Bitcoin as not securities. Ripple wants to be in that category. Now they got the lobbyists on their side, which means things are going to happen very quickly. Now they got Bill Gates in their corner. They got Bill Clinton in their corner. I don't trust them for a minute. It is not a cryptocurrency. It is a digital currency backed by the people in power. It's their way of getting into the crypto space and having some form of control on it. But I'm also not stupid because I own Ripple as well. There's money to be made. Just understand what's going on behind the scenes. I don't just read articles. I really read them. The intent, what's happening. So let me finish. I just thought that's interesting. Ripple is here. So the keynote speaker for Ripple's two-day Swell conference was none other than former President Bill Clinton. I wonder how much how much he knows about this, or he just, they paid him $500,000 and he showed up. Hey, that's a real play on words right there, Bouger. Hashtag me too. That's all I'm going to say on that. In what felt like a very odd cameo for Clinton, the former president largely meandered through an hour-long conversation about his new James Patterson book, Gun Regulation, Backroom Stories Regarding the Oslo Treaty, and a couple loosely connected points about the cryptocurrency space tossed in there for the audience. All right, that's Slick Willie for you. He went up there, they paid him $500,000 probably to promote his book, talk about Oslo, and then every now and then throw in a couple of Bitcoin words in there. You don't know what's going on. Anyways, Clinton expectedly did not dive into the regulatory intricacies facing multi-billion-dollar enterprises like Ripple, the company, but he did offer a bit of caution to those responsible for where the industry moves next through the lens of what he experienced in the late 90s dealing with internet companies. That's right, he was president during the dot-com era. I think it's very important that people like you who live on the edge of this will not get so carried away with the immediate financial rewards and sense of empowerment that you forget that one rule nobody's repealed is that if things sound too good to be true, they probably are, Clinton said. In a modern world, you need a way of determining that and hedging against, I think my call just dropped. Oh, no, I'm still there. All right. Somebody's calling me. Just to double check, if you can hear me, type Y in the chat box. Just want to make sure I'm still live, and if not, I'll have to call back in. So let me know. Good evening, Lashana. Testing. All right, thank you, Mahfouz. Okay. Let me continue. In a modern world, you need a way of determining that and hedging against it without killing the goose that laid the golden egg. That means you have to be clever about what regulatory or other structures that you set up. I agree with him. In layman's terms, here's what he's saying. Don't get into the crypto space thinking you're going to get rich quick. This is a long-term game plan. You got to think like Jeff Bezos when he created Amazon during the dot-com era. If you remember the dot-com era, you had a bunch of nerds that were able to create a website and then make up some idea of a online company and then get bought out by $500 million by somebody else, a bigger company. And the idea never flourished. It was just a quick way for internet programmers to make a whole lot of money. If you know how to create a website back then, you were in demand. But then you had a company like Amazon that was looking long-term. Same is going on right now. There's a bunch of ICOs, and probably 60 to 70% of all of the crypto coins on the market aren't going to go anywhere. It's just a quick mad dash for cash. But then you're going to have projects that come on that are meant to truly revolutionize the world, like green. Proof of power. That's something that's revolutionary. Ethereum, smart contracts. Even what Ripple's doing. They're just transforming the old system into the new system and throwing digital currency behind it. Those are the ones you want to look out for. And education will allow you to know what's the difference. I remember, if you guys remember this article a couple of months back about this kid, he's an adult, but he was working 2 jobs and living out of his car and using all of his money and putting into crypto because he believes one day those cryptos is going to make him a crypto millionaire. Now that is true, except when you kept reading the article, they talked about what his crypto portfolio looks like. It wasn't Bitcoin he owned. It wasn't Ripple, Ethereum, Dash, IOTA, Stellar. It was none of the top 10. It was some bogus ass coins that we've never heard of before. And we're like, where'd you get that information from, dude? You living out of a car and putting all your money into coins that aren't going to go anywhere. Why? Lack of education. He's like, it's going to be the next Bitcoin. No, it's not. It was a freaking pump and dump. So you got to be educated. And that just broke rule. Never invest money you cannot afford to lose. I don't care how great you think something is. I could afford to buy a gang of green machines. But there's certain rules I will not break. And that has saved me. Now, you know that old saying, scared money ain't going to make no money. But if you have a plan and you know how to scale properly, don't think greedily. Always protect your neck. All right, let me continue. Went off track there. While Clinton certainly did not appear to be a Shingy-esque blockchain evangelist on stage, he delivered a targeted amount of enthusiasm about new technologies like blockchain and artificial intelligence in enhancing accessibility and shaping the country's economic future. This whole blockchain deal has the potential. It does only because it is applicable across national borders and income groups. The permutations and possibilities are staggeringly great. they just gave me another quote. Former President Bill Clinton. If you guys don't see the writing on the wall, it's an understatement that Ripple, the company, has had a staggeringly great calendar year since its last swell conference, as Ripple has come to rest 3 times where it was a year ago. Though, in the meantime, it surged astronomical multiples beyond the growth seen by other volatile cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and dove downward nearly as quickly. Yeah, because it went up to like $3.30 in December. Though Clinton was verbose on plenty of topics unrelated to the conference's topic at hand, his few words regarding not killing the golden goose with premature or overreaching legislation. Now, are you guys starting to see the talking points here? We saw a letter from Congress to the SEC from 8 senators, followed by, or congressmen, followed by, I don't know, 20-something others signed it. The language is the same. Do not put in regulation that is going to stifle innovation. So we see congressmen saying it, we see senators saying it, and now we have a former president saying the same thing. Overreaching legislation seemed to be a popular point with investors and entrepreneurs in the crowd who have bought into the concept that XRP is perhaps the safer choice for betting on a future financial structure shaped by cryptocurrencies. That is a very fine line there. We've got to be very careful with Ripple because it's backed by the company Ripple. And the people behind the company are backed by the bankers and the current institution. That's the reason why there's cryptocurrencies, was a revolt from the old way. Now the old guys, the old guard, is just adopting and adapting to the new way so that they can still run and control things. That's why I don't trust it. But I don't think it's going anywhere. If the governments and the banks are behind this and all the multinational corporations and the Bill Gates Foundation, there's too much money and power behind Ripple. And they're positioning themselves. I just had another aha moment. They're positioning themselves to be the safeguard for all the banks and the governments when the world economy starts to collapse. Each country is going to have their own digital coin. Fed coin, ruble coin, the CAD coin for Canada, Petro of Venezuela. Iran is coming out with their own. China's coming out with their own. But you still need to have one world, like the IMF version of crypto, and these governments are not going to be using Bitcoin. The people will. But Ripple is in a very good position to take on that task. That's why Bill Gates got involved. If you know anything about the Gates Foundation and what they do, it is all making sense. Connect the dots. All right, that's another article I need to save because those quotes are big. They're huge. Now, for the last article of the night. Oh, yeah, here we go again. It's been a while. Maybe a month or so since we've seen news about sex in the crypto industry. So as a disclaimer right now, and a warning, anybody that is sensitive to the topic of sex, this is where you can go ahead and log off right now. I don't want to have anybody sending me messages talking about, why you talk about that? Da, 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 da. Because it's in the news. That's why I talk about it. Don't listen. So I'm giving you that heads up. All right. So let's pull up the article in question. Don't listen. And let me put this link in the chat box. All right, this article. Fewer than 1% of Pornhub users are paying with crypto. Now, in the past, you've heard me read articles that covered how the sex industry, from Playboy to prostitutes to strippers to the Bunny Ranch, where Lamar Odom spent $70,000 in a week, are all moving to crypto, and you're getting Bitcoin ATMs in their shops and all that stuff. And strippers are getting QR code tattoos tatted on their body. Has anybody been to Vegas yet to verify just exactly where those tattoos are? I'm still curious. I thought somebody was going to do some field study on that. Nobody's making it rain anymore. They're just waving their phones and scanning QR code tattoos on the strippers' bodies. And here's one thing when somebody said, Brandon, how do you know that this crypto thing is real? When prostitutes and strippers are accepting crypto as payment for their services, you better believe it's real money, because what's going to happen to you if you throw monopoly money at them? That ain't going to end too well for you. But we also reported that Pornhub has tied itself to a couple of coins, Verge being one of them, to offer the ability for their viewers to be able to pay for services using their crypto so that they can be anonymous. The only problem I see with this, fewer than 1%, it's still the early stages. I'm still tripping off who in the world is paying for porn. Really? It's like, who pays for sex? You're paying for porn? Anyway, let's read the article. Let's see what the article has to say. What's going down? The potential of a crypto porn partnership caused a lot of excitement in early spring of this year. In April, Verge, XVG, I own some of that, announced to great fanfare that it would partner with Pornhub to provide a crypto payments option for customers of the adult website. Since then, there have been numerous stories which have seen porn and crypto partnering up in an attempt to entice viewers. These have included Stormy Daniels' decision to start rewarding viewers with crypto and a virtual reality porn site beginning to accept Litecoin as payment. I thought that she was considered a former porn star. So this whole thing with Donald Trump, she's gotten back in the game. I mean, why not? She's using her name for fame. I ain't mad at her. However, whilst the hype was undoubtedly huge, it does not seem to have been the game changers which some predicted. In correspondence with the tech news site Hard Fork, Pornhub reportedly revealed currently less than 1% of purchases made on the site are done so using cryptocurrency. The tech news site is called Hard Fork. Anyways, you can't jump on it saying that nobody's using it yet. It's still brand new. Most people in America still don't even understand what Bitcoin is. So now you're introducing a new coin called Verge. They really don't know what that is. You got to give it some time. Much speculation surrounding the launch focused on the appeal of using privacy-focused coins such as XVG to pay for porn, and predicted a large uptake for the option. The assumption being that people don't want other people to know they pay for porn. Pornhub.com itself clocked in, and this is why this is news, 28.5 billion visits in 2017. Really? 28.5 billion. Some of you on here right now is going to be clicking on that site tonight. I'm not going to call you out. You know who you are. Anyways, and whilst this does not reveal how much of this total is formed by paying customers, the potential number of customers who would pay in cryptocurrency is likely in the hundreds of millions, and that is why I invested in Verge. You've got hundreds of millions of customers, and they're going to use this coin to purchase. That means the value of that coin is going to skyrocket when mass adoption finally takes place. In spite of this lack of uptake, Pornhub has stated that it still sees crypto payments in its future. Of course. That being said, we expect to see widespread adoption of cryptocurrency and blockchain on our site in the near future. They're looking at this long term. The sentiment is reflected in the fact that the site has already expanded its crypto payment options from just Verge to include, all right, you guys ready? You guys ready for some new investments here? I am not giving any advice. I'm just reading what the article says here. Verge, Tron, and Horizon. You might want to write those down. Verge, Tron, and Horizon. And remember what I said about how to find these people. Well, how do I buy that coin? I just did a live the other night where I covered where to go. Let's see, I'll give you an example. Let's go to coinmarketcap.com. Okay, now let's put in the search box the VRG token. XVG token for Verge. So Verge pops up. So let's say you want to buy some Verge. It is up. It's up 7%. Why? When the rest of the market is down? Oh, because this article came out. So if you click on markets, it's going to tell you where to go if you want to buy some Verge. Binance, Bittrex, Upbit, Huobi. Remember I covered, I think it was, what was it, yesterday I did this? Or the day before, where I said what exchanges that you need to register for. And you want to do so now. You don't want to wait till the last minute. So these are some exchanges you want to already have an account with, because you never know. Like you read an article like this, you want to run in and buy some coins real quick. So yeah, you want Binance, Bittrex, Upbit, Huobi, Bitfinex, HitBTC, Cryptopia. You definitely want to be registered with all of those exchanges. Let's look at the other one, Tron. Where is Tron being sold? I already know this. I got to show you guys. The TRX token. Click on markets. Binance, Arfinex, OKX, Huobi, IDAX. So Binance covers both those coins so far. And then the last one up was what? Horizon? Let's take a look at Horizon. Ryzen, the ZEN. I do not own any of this, but it's worth $16 and it's up 3.6%. Huh. I'm making sure I write this one down too. Let's see where's okay. It had its height in January, yeah, because when the whole market went up. Spiked again in May. It's on its way back up now. Look at the markets. Binance, Bittrex, OKX, Upbit. So if you're registered on Binance, you can get all three of these coins. Right there. All three already done. I don't own any Horizon, but I'm going to look into that. And I'm going to do some research to see if there's any other projects that Horizon is being backed through. All right. The site has also announced a partnership with PumaPay, through which it hopes to add an Ethereum payment option in early 2019. PumaPay. So if the world's largest porn site is partnering with a company called PumaPay, and you're an investor, you might want to look into PumaPay. The reasons behind the so far lack of uptake for crypto by porn viewers are unclear. I can know the answer to that, but likely center around the usual problems with this nascent technology. The infrastructure is just not there yet. True. As is true for even the biggest coins out there. Using them as a payment system is still not really convenient at this point in time. Yeah, because you're now asking a bunch of dudes and some women, because I know you ladies are probably watching Pornhub too. You know, at the middle of the night, they're not worried about trying to go set up a wallet, transfer Bitcoin, buy the Verge coin, and then use it. They're just trying to do clicks as much as they possibly can, and then go to sleep. So it is a little bit too cumbersome because they got to actually learn something. Man, I ain't trying to learn how to get a wallet. I'm just trying to look at some porn stuff. But once this becomes a little bit more widespread, more commonplace, and it becomes as easy as like a PayPal click, then you're going to see the uptake on crypto coins. So it goes on to say, for amateurs, coins which aren't listed on Coinbase can seem unobtainable. That's why you need to have crypto education. I just showed you how to get the coin. The average person would have no idea. How do I get a Verge coin? That's not Bitcoin. Oh, I got a Coinbase account, but there's no Verge on Coinbase. I don't know what to do. Well, the next step, if you are using Coinbase, you buy your Bitcoin on Coinbase. You transfer your Bitcoin to one of the exchanges that sells Verge. You sell your Bitcoin for the Verge tokens, and there you go. But the average person doesn't know those steps. And that is why KGX is here. We are here to teach you how to maneuver in this space. It is going to be necessity. It's going to be survival. So Ray's asking about the top exchange platforms: Binance, Bittrex, Poloniex, HitBTC, Cryptopia. Let me look at that for that coin again. Yeah, I mean, you can just look at what I did the video the other day when we looked at Bitcoin. So you can click on Bitcoin. Let's click on Ripple. You know, Ripple is just added to Coinbase. Was it Coinbase? No, it's also added to Exodus Wallet. So let's look at the markets that Ripple is even on. Bitbank, Upbit, Binance, BitHum, Bitfinex, OKX, HitBTC, Bitstamp. Bitbank has the largest volume of Ripple, even more than Binance and Upbit. I do not have an account with Bitbank. Let's take a look at it real quick. Might want to keep an eye on this one. Oh, figures. It's Chinese. No, go figure. All right. So no, I'm not going to have an account with them. Stick with Binance and Binance and Upbit and the others, Bittrex and Poloniex. All right, let me go back to the article here. Okay. For amateurs, coins which aren't listed on Coinbase can seem unobtainable. Couple this with a shrinking taboo around porn in general, and there is probably an arguable case for why the uptake so far has been limited. Whilst there is doubtless a future for crypto payments for porn, as with all things, there is still a way to go. I mean, this is the internet, 1993. We're still at the very beginning days, ladies and gentlemen, in all aspects of crypto. Whether that is blockchain technology involved in governments, healthcare, voting, banking, traveling, whatever industry you could think of, it is also in the sex industry. Now, you can sit back and watch what's happening, or you can get in the game and get positioned in what's happening. Doesn't matter what you choose, it's going to happen anyway. But you need to make a choice. And if you want to get more education on crypto, you want to know what we know, get all the inside scoop, get back with whoever is showing you this. Or if you came because you know me, pull out $300, and that's what it's going to cost you for our crypto education. We have 3 months left in the year, and we are about to explode. Let's get it on. Have a great day, everybody. Bitcoin Brandon out. I will see you tomorrow morning for early morning crypto talk. God bless. Bye-bye.